Jesse, I'm warning you. We're going to fire on those coolies the moment you cut those wires.
A coolie refers to a manual laborer, particularly a laborer who carries heavy objects on their bodies. For example, in construction or in some type of transport, especially for some expedition. So originally the term referred to laborers in the Asia, such as China, India, Southeast Asia, Indonesia. In the 19th century, the Europeans went in there as colonialists, and they ended up taking over a lot of these countries. So they basically had a lot of laborers that they hired, and they called these people coolies. So nowadays, certainly to refer to someone as a coolie is very, very condescending, but it's still acceptable to refer to a lot of their work as coolie labor. So in this regard, coolie is used as the adjective. So you can say that the railroads in the United States were largely built by coolie labor, which they were, and certainly they weren't all Chinese. A lot of them were Irish and other ethnic groups. But as that type of work, basically hauling stones around, they got to be called coolie labor. And the original word comes from Urdu, which is a language in India, and it means hireling, somebody that you hire basically for the day to do labor. So it's another name for a day laborer. So in this context, the man says, "We are going to fire on those coolies as soon as you cut those wires." He was referring to all the manual laborers working on the railroad. The closest thing we have nowadays to coolie labor is probably the Sherpas who haul supplies up Mount Everest. They don't really have any roads or anything like that, so they have to put all the supplies on their back and haul them up the mountains at very, very high altitudes. And by Western standards, they're not paid that well, but by I guess local standards, they do okay. Sherpa is not offensive, though. Sherpa is basically a very respectful job, because you're not going to be able to get up that mountain unless you have somebody carry it on their back. A lot of people like Walmart. I'm not a particularly great fan of them, but I do go there sometimes. The reason they don't like Walmart is because they drive mom and pop businesses out of business because of the low prices, and they pay their employees coolie wages. ESL-fullsteamahead.com